But at the end of the 7 months, I got evidence against 96 people, the 6 main gangsters and 90 other people, all the sex workers that they were employing, runners, all these people. And I knew there was actually no one else to catch because there were no new phone numbers that I hadn't already got, no people mentioned that I hadn't already met. So I thought, wow, this is just going to wipe the place clean. This is extraordinary. And there were cops brought in, hundreds of cops brought in, 5 different counties provided help for this. And so I thought this is going to be a dramatic effect. Anyway, 2 weeks afterwards, or sometime after the event, the intel officer spoke to me, who was tasked with keeping his ear to the ground, just to see the impact of the operation. And he said to me, yep, we managed to interrupt the heroin and crack cocaine supply in Northampton for a full 2 hours. 7 months of work, 96 people arrested, all of that trauma that still scars me to this day from that event, from that operation, to interrupt it for just 2 hours. That's not even enough time for someone to rattle from heroin. So when the police do a series of arrests or they seize a load of drugs, then they present this to the public in the news or on social media as a success. And they do this increasingly, actually, on social. They're getting more sophisticated at doing this on social media. So the police are constantly bombarding the images to the public of big seizures of cocaine, big cannabis factories all the time. And this is like powerful marketing. These are the same images repeated over and over. It's either the drug seizures or it's the rows of mugshots of a gang that's been caught. They're constantly repeated to the public. And the message that the public gets is that, well, for one, they're reminded there's something to be scared of. And second, they're reassured that the police are doing something. Look at that, what they've done. Look at all the drugs they've caught. And they're reassured. So the public are told essentially that the current policy works. But it's dishonest. It's not true. And the police know this from their own criminal databases, their own criminal intelligence, that actually more often than not, drugs policing increases crime in an area. Because if you create a gap in the market, then 2 or more people will fight over that gap and violence goes up. Happens time and time again. The police know this, but they're not telling the public that, are they? They're not telling the public that this will not prevent anybody from getting hold of their drugs. It's not even going to put the price up at all. It's making no difference at all. But it's not the way it's presented to the public. Now, you have to see this in comparison with conventional crime. Because if police arrest the burglar, burglaries will go down because there are a limited number of people who will commit a burglary. So that is a positive, provable activity. Drugs policing does not reduce crime.